symbolizing her home and her heart. So that sounds fun. Then we have another YA contemporary one. This one has that nice library like plastic cover. And it is If We Were a Movie by Zakia and Jamal. If we were a movie. If we were a movie. I don't know about y'all, but I love a good cinema moment. So, love a good tie-in to that in book format as well. Look at them eating their popcorn. Okay, this one says, lights, camera, love. Rochelle, the Shell Coleman, is laser focused on only 3 things: becoming valedictorian, getting into Warden, and of course, taking down her annoyingly charismatic nemesis and only academic competition, Amira Rodriguez. However, despite her stellar grades, Rochelle's college application is missing that extra special something: a job. When Rochelle gets an opportunity to work at Horizon Cinemas, the beloved black-owned movie theater, she begrudgingly accepts the job to boost her chances at getting into her dream school. There's only one problem: Amira works there and is also her boss. Rochelle feels being with Amira is its own kind of horror movie. But as the two grow closer, Rochelle starts to see Amira in a new light, one that might have her beginning to actually like her. But her horizon's in trouble, and mysterious things begin happening. It's up to the employees to solve the mystery before it's too late. But as they team up, will love also find its way into the spotlight? So, that sounds super fun. I'll do a little spine tapping without the cover too. And scratching. It's got the ridged spine. and it was summer, and you got it all right there where she came out. I am alone, and let's hear the applause. She'd come faster than you could say sabotage. Never saw it coming when I suspected it. Underestimated just who she was dealing with. Beating on me like a drum. She underestimated just who she was dealing with. What's the movie Taylor Swift's on? I'm so blanking on it. It's not If This, isn't it? If This Was a Movie. But I'm thinking of that other lyric. I don't know. I'm about to. Or is it The Story of Us? It is The Story of Us, isn't it? I don't know, child, but I'm about to look it up after this video. It's been a while since I've listened to her older songs, but now that she has her discography back, it would be a great time too. Okay, and then I have this one. SONGS Songs of Irie by Ashanti Bromfield. I love this cover. These girlies on the cover are gorgeous. Hello. Gorgeous. I think this is more of like a high stakes sapphic one. More of a high stakes sapphic read, if I'm not mistaken. Let's read the thing. It's 1976. It's 1976 and warring political parties in Jamaica have made the divisions between the poor and the wealthy even wider. Irie and Chile come from very different backgrounds, but the two bond through a shared love of reggae, spending time together at Irie's father's record store, listening to so-called rebel music. A budding romance between the two girls complicates things further as the push and pull between their two lives becomes impossible to bear. For Irie, fighting with her words and her voice is her only option. Blood is shed on the streets in front of her every day. But Chile, from the heart of Kingston, where lush mansions remain safe behind gates, can always choose to escape. Can their bond survive this impossible divide? Ashanti Bromfield has written a compelling, emotional, and heart-rending story of friendship during wartime, what it means to fight for your words, your life, and the love of your life. Friendship and love. Okay. For a second I was like, so is it still sapphic? I'm pretty sure the cover is giving sapphic. It did say love just after friendship. But yeah, so I thought this one would be interesting. Then I have the last 4 Heartstopper graphic novels out, which I love the spines and how they're like rainbow. I already showed the first one, I do believe, but here's the next 4 that I got. The 6th one, so volume 6 is not out yet, but Alice Osman has said that that will be the final one. Originally 5 was going to be, but now there's going to be a 6th and final volume. There's also going to be a live, like, movie action finale instead of just like a last season of the show, so that'll be interesting. I'm watching the show right now and I'm loving it so much. It's like actually making me so emo, like so happy, emotional, just all of the feels. And I have already actually read all 4 of these, so I'll give my reviews in my reading wrap up. But I have been loving these so much. Here's volume 2, which is definitely one of my favorite So, but yeah, anyways, back to this. This one definitely goes into more of like the deeper storyline about like Charlie having an eating disorder.